My ceiling fan stops spinning at 3:12 a.m. even though the power stays on. The silence after it is so sudden it feels like someone presses a palm over my mouth. Then the footsteps start upstairs. I live on the third floor of a narrow brick building that always smells faintly of wet paper. The landlord, Mr. Varga, calls it a quiet place for working people. He says the walls are thick, the tenants are polite, the neighborhood is improving. I moved in because my last roommate started talking to corners and I could not sleep anymore. Now I am alone in a one-bedroom with cheap carpet and a window that sticks. I keep my life small. I work from home doing data cleanup for an insurance company. I take walks to the bodega for coffee. I wave at the old woman in 3C who waters her plants like they are patients in a hospital. I tell myself I am safe. Apartment 4B is above me. It is supposed to be empty. I know this because I asked Mr. Varga on move-in day. I had heard a door slam overhead while I was signing the lease. He looked up at the ceiling like he was listening too. Then he smiled without showing teeth and said, 4B is vacant. Renovation delays. Nobody lives there. For the first 2 weeks I barely notice anything. A building always has noises. Pipes tick. Radiators cough. Someone laughs through a vent. Then one night, exactly at 3:12, my ceiling fan stops. I sit up and listen, because the fan is my anchor, my little manufactured wind that keeps the room from feeling like a box. Above me, someone walks from the back of the apartment to the front, slow and deliberate, like they are counting boards. The steps pause directly over my bed. Something drags, not heavy, more like fabric pulled across wood. Then there is a faint tap, 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 as if a fingernail tests the floor. I hold my breath until my chest hurts. I tell myself it is pipes. It is the building settling. It is my mind making patterns. At 3:19, the fan starts again with a small shudder, like it has been allowed to move. The next night, it happens again. Same time, same fan, same steps. By the fourth night, I am waiting for it, phone in hand, ready to record. I stare at the screen until my eyes burn. At 3:11, the fan hum is steady. At 3:12, it clicks and dies. My phone clock flips to 3:12 and the room changes, not in light, not in temperature, but in pressure. Like the air thickens, the footsteps above begin in the same place, the same measured pace. I hit record and keep it aimed at the ceiling like that matters. The steps stop above my bed. The dragging sound comes, then the tap, tap, tap. I whisper hello. The tapping stops. For a full minute there is nothing. My mouth goes dry. I can hear my own heartbeat in my ears. Then, very softly, from above, there is a sound like someone trying to imitate a whisper with no voice. A breathy friction. It lasts 2 seconds and ends with a tiny wet click. My ceiling fan starts again at 3:19. In the morning, I play the recording. It captures the fan dying, my breathing, the faintest suggestion of movement. The whisper sound is there, but it could be anything. A rub of fabric, a shifting pipe. Still, my skin prickles when I hear it, because it seems to lean toward the microphone. I take the stairs up after breakfast. The fourth floor hallway is narrower, the paint more chipped. 4B sits at the end, its door a different color from the others, a dull off-white that looks recently rolled. There is no welcome mat, no scuffs, no smell of cooking, nothing. The peephole is there, but the lens is cloudy like it has been breathed on and never wiped. I press my ear to the door. Mouth I knock once, light. The sound of my knuckles on wood is too loud. Nothing answers. I go to Mr. Varga in the basement office where he keeps a dusty treadmill and a stack of old mail. He looks up from a ledger like he has been expecting me. I asked if someone is in 4B. He does not answer immediately. He taps his pen twice, then says no. I tell him about the footsteps. His eyes flick to my mouth, then away. He asks what time. I tell him 3:12. He writes something down that is not words. It looks like a series of short lines. Then he says, this building has old wiring. Fans stop. People imagine things. I feel heat rise in my face. I say, I recorded it. He holds out his hand, palm up, like he is asking for a receipt. I do not give him my phone. He withdraws his hand and smiles again without teeth. He says, if you are worried, I can show you. The apartment is empty. He takes a ring of keys from a hook and leads me upstairs. His shoes make no sound on the steps. On the fourth floor, he stops at 4B. He unlocks it on the first try. The door opens to a smell of fresh paint and something underneath it, faintly sweet, like cut fruit left too long. The apartment is bare. No furniture, no boxes. There are plastic covers taped over the outlets. The windows are shut. The floors are clean. The air is cold. Mr. Varga stands in the doorway and does not step in. He gestures with the keys like a conductor. I walk through the rooms. The kitchen has new cabinet doors still covered in protective film. The bathroom has a shower curtain with a floral pattern that seems too cheerful for the empty space. The bedroom has a closet door that is closed. I open the closet. It is empty except for a single light bulb hanging from a cord. The bulb is off. The cord sways gently, even though the air is still. I turn to look at Mr. Varga. He is watching me closely, his expression patient. I say, it is empty. He nods once. He locks the door behind us with a finality that makes my stomach tighten. That night I try to sleep with the lights on. I put on a podcast. I keep my phone charging. I tell myself that if I can see the room, nothing can change. At 3:12, the ceiling fan stops. The podcast keeps playing. The lights stay on. The silence is only the fan. Still, the room shifts into that thick pressure. Footsteps begin above me, but this time they are faster. They move in a quick pattern back and forth, like someone pacing. They stop above my bed. The dragging sound comes, longer now, like something being pulled across the floor and repositioned. Then the tapping starts again, but not in threes. It is a steady rhythm, as if someone is practicing a code. Tap, 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 tap. I sit up and speak louder than I mean to. I say stop. The tapping stops. Then, from directly above my head, I hear a sound that makes my throat close. It is my voice. Not exactly, but close. The same pitch, the same rasp from too much coffee. It says, stop. I cannot move for a second. My hands go numb. The podcast chatter fills the room with bright normal words and I cling to it like a rope. Above me, my voice says, stop. Again, softer like it is learning. I grab my phone and call my friend Leila. She answers on the second ring, her voice thick with sleep. I whisper, are you awake? She says, what is going on? I tell her, someone is upstairs. They are copying me. She laughs once, not mean, just disbelieving. She says, you are stressed. Above me, the footsteps resume, but now they are not in 4B. They are in the hallway. I can tell because the sound is different, more echoing. My stomach drops. I stare at my front door. I hear a faint scrape, like something brushing the wall outside. Leila is still talking, telling me to call the cops if I am serious. I cannot answer. I am listening. The scratch stops at my door. Then, very gently, someone knocks. One knock. Always. One knock. Always. It is the same light knock I did on 4B. I cover the phone and whisper, who is it? No answer. The doorknob does not turn. The lock does not rattle. The person just stands there. I can feel it in the way the air seems to lean toward the door. Leila says my name, sharper now. I whisper into the phone. There is someone outside my door. She says, call 911. I keep staring at the peephole. The hallway light outside makes the lens glow faintly. I slide off the bed and step closer, my bare feet cold on the carpet. I look through. At first I see nothing but blur, because my peephole is scratched. I blink, adjust my eye, and the image sharpens. Someone stands very close to my door, so close that I can only see part of them. A shoulder, a section of neck, skin pale in the yellow hallway light, no hair visible. They are facing my door, but their head is tilted slightly, as if they are listening with their cheek against the wood. I pull back, heart hammering. I press my palm against the door, feeling the solidness, trying to borrow strength from it. From the other side, a voice whispers right against the crack, and it is mine again. It says, I am safe. The words are the exact ones I tell myself during the day. I stumble backward, nearly tripping over my laundry basket. Leila is still on the line, asking questions I cannot answer. The voice outside says, I am safe, again, slower, like tasting each syllable. I force my fingers to move. I open my phone and hit 911. The call does not go through. The screen shows dialing, then nothing. No rings, no error, just dialing into empty air. The lights flicker once. The podcast stutters and stops. The ceiling fan, which has been still, begins to turn on its own. Not fast, just a slow rotation, as if someone is pushing each blade by hand. Outside the door, something shifts. I hear a soft sound like fabric sliding across paint. Then the doorknob turns. It turns slowly, easily, like the lock is not there. I stare at it, my mouth open, no sound coming out. My hand is still holding the phone, thumb pressed against the dead call screen. The knob reaches the end of its turn. There is a quiet click. The door does not open right away. Something holds it closed, a pause that feels deliberate. Then, from above, in 4B, footsteps begin again, heavy, running. They cross the apartment in seconds. They stop directly over my head. At the same moment, the voice outside my door whispers, closer than before, so close I feel it through the wood. It says, open. My ceiling fan stops at 312 again, even though it was just turning. And then I hear the deadbolt slide back from the inside, without my hand on it.